Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program with me, Knee-High Hobo, where today we're going to be launching our lunar probe, as it were. This is going to be we built it in the last episode, and it's going to be a probe which is going to be sat in orbit around the Mun, and it's going to relay us important information about potential landing sites for our Kerbonauts. But before we do that, there is something I meant to do last episode, and it was something that Scott Manley did. So I just want to replicate it, and that is the mach effect, or the mach effect, however you want to pronounce it. If you don't want to pronounce it either of those ways, that's fine as well. But yeah, the best way to go about doing this, according to him, is just to have a solid rocket booster like this and just launch it. Clear the launch pad and proceed whenever you're ready. Okay, there we go. So for what it's worth, I've turned some SAS on, but we haven't really got any. No point throttling. We're just going to launch it in a straight line, and what we're looking for is the sort of a white nose cone appearing around here, which is the sort of air compressing and creating the sonic boom. So it should be about 300 meters a second. We should start getting it. Or not. Go on, it's just appearing there, you can just see it edging in, but not very convincingly. But now we're travelling through the atmosphere with the same thing. We could try it. He did it, and he did it very successfully. It might be because I've added wings. Let's see if just slightly complicate the... Oops. Slightly overcomplicate the design a little bit. Come on. Really doesn't like attaching to these anymore, does it? Hopeless. Can't even get rid of it now. I don't want to spend this much time on this, in all honesty, but oh, please, come on. Okay. I know that I shouldn't be binning these every time, but it won't let me put them down. Game feels like it's bugging out a little bit today. Yeah, what's going on here? Tell you what, let's start again. Okay, can we just... Right, if this doesn't reach max speeds, I don't know what will. Just make sure it doesn't tear itself to pieces. We're going to launch that bastard. Right, let's try this one. That seems a bit more like it. If we don't get it off this, go on. So I think it's about 500 meters a second. We started to see it last time. We're just coming up to 300 meters a second now. And accelerate about 30 meters per second. Yeah, again, you can just start to see it wisp a little bit there. And the next thing we're going to see then is the re-entry, about 800 meters a second. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully we'll get a better idea. It's actually you get some more effective if you can get it coming into the atmosphere and you actually get deep enough but hold your speed, because it depends on the height as to whether or not it's white or red, i.e. it's either a heat re-entry or a sonic boom build up on the nose. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We are here to launch a probe, so let's get that. Lunar probe, there it is. I haven't installed any mods on it yet. I've just not had the time. But let's just check if we've done everything we need to on this. I want to set the stage. Something I do want to do. I haven't had the time to do anything yet with that, but sorry, but I haven't had a chance to do anything on that front yet. I'm looking at next Tuesday. So I'm just going to set the abort stage. Who's bought? Deploy shoots. Action group 2. Toggle panels. I think that's everything then. The abort as well will be shut down engine. Will be shut down engine. Shut down engine. Shut down engine. So basically the whole thing shuts down on the abort. So I don't know, it might be worth it at one point. Actually, it might be quite funny to see the abort in action. So we'll save that and we'll go for a launch. No, this is the same. The stages which have a tendency to go wrong, they've all been taken care of in this. It's only this top section here which may cause a problem. I don't think we're going to see that though. So in, what was it? It was about 25% for a kickoff, wasn't it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so maybe more about 50%. Whoa, 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 whoa! What broke off? Whoa! Why is everything? Oh, hold on. That would have been a good chance to test the abort. Actually, I should have done that then. Okay, so yeah, because something broke off. So we'll throttle up to about 25%. Put the SAS on, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What? Why do they open on that first stage? Because there's that snapped the panels off, hasn't it? Okay, let's test the abort in 3, 2, 1. Okay. It kind of worked. I hit the wrong decouple to get rid of all that stuff there. But it sort of works. Okay, so we just need to have a look and see why. What I've done with that staging. So that's all good. So let's just go back to the vehicle assembly building again. But as far as an abort goes, I'm very happy with that. We'll just add. There's the action groups. Stage. Ow. Let's get rid of that. That'd be white. The abort would be this one here as well. Okay, I think that should be everything then. Okay, let's try that again. Of course, there was that Simpsons episode when they're in Disneyland or was it something, and Bart's in the shop and he's looking for his name and he gets to Bort. Who has the name Bort? And then kid next to him goes, "Mom, I want this nameplate. Come along, Bort." Yeah, Simpsons. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So again, not exactly sure what it is that's breaking away there. I hope that's not solar panels. But something is something definitely snaps. Okay, so let's throttle up a bit more. Let's give it a bit more oomph. Ready to destage 1. 1's away successfully. Oh. Quick. Abort. Who's bought? There you go. Look at that. It's perfect. Perfect separation, provided nothing comes down and thumps us in the head. Though I'm not exactly sure what the problem was there. Why that engine exploded. Maybe I could keep it at half throttle, actually. Maybe I was just being a little bit greedy. So what's that doing? That's stopping now, and it's going to start coming at us. That looks like that's very close. That's very close indeed. Oh, shit. Oh, Jebediah, yes, you smile, sunshine. You can smile. I should have had that as IVA. Okay, so we'll go ahead and end that flight, and we're going to restart it. I don't think we need to make any adjustments. We'll just stay down at half throttle, though. I mean, there is something that breaks off up here that I want to keep an eye on. So, again, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the panels. It is the panels toggle. So, oh no, we killed Jeb. Jeb, no! What happened? That was supposed to be a safe abort. Oh, well, we'll have to have a memorial to Jeb. Oh. Right, so why are these solar panels? Yes, catastrophic failure. You can say that again. Parts, action groups. So, gear. I don't know why that was in there. Save. Launch. Well, I mean, with any space launch, there is an inherent risk. And I actually haven't updated this to the new game yet either. I'm just worried about the save files, and it's something that I've not had enough time to consider doing properly. So that might bring Jebediah back organically without me having to go in and actually modify the file. 5, 4. Oh, to Bill, we salute you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we have no sound. but if it's a successful launch, I'll take it. So, if you just imagine the sound in your head, just imagine that one. Because when we get up into space, technically you wouldn't be able to hear the engines anyway. It's a bit of a bugbear of mine about the game that I would personally prefer it if you couldn't hear anything in space. And it wasn't until the atmosphere came back into play that the volume actually changed. So as you were going up through the atmosphere, things would get quieter and quieter and quieter until eventually it was cut out. That's another thing as well. I don't know whether or not they've got any plans to add black holes to this, in which case then we could it would be very interesting. I'd be able to do a proper lecture about the Doppler effect. Many of you all have seen the Big Bang episode where Sheldon goes dressed as the Doppler effect, where he's wearing the stripy suit. But there's a better way to explain it. For those of you who know the I think it's an astrophysicist, Brian Cox. Let's do a gravity term. He was explaining what happens, or what would happen, were you to watch something approach a black hole. Mechanical jab. Bill's having a torrid time trying to keep this rocket under control. He was saying that what happens is, because nothing can escape a black hole, including light, is that you would notice, let's say it's an astronaut, you're on a space station and you're watching an astronaut drift from the left of a black hole towards the centre of it, that rather than actually watching it get sucked into the black hole, the hue would change. So he would go through the colour spectrum, starting at blue, turning green, and then eventually red. And then the last thing that would happen was, we'll destage that. The last thing that would happen would be that this actually hasn't been a particularly good launch. You would see them turn red, and then pause, and then fade away. You actually wouldn't see them disappear into the hole because, of course, the light can't escape. So you would only see what happened before. It's a very, very high orbit. We'll go to 200. And we'll take it from there. Yeah, and that would be what would happen if somebody went into a black hole. In fact, actually now we can open some panels. We can open some panels here. We can go and get some electricity. We can turn some lights on. So we can see our space station looking super. We have plenty of electricity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this up to a 200 kilometer orbit on this stage, and I'm going to end the episode, and then the next episode is going to be the transfer between the transfer from Kerbal to the Mun, and the deorbit. In fact, I might actually deorbit this craft in this episode. So the next one would actually be quite a short episode, and we can start looking then at building our lunar rover and sending some Kerbalies up. Now, what I'm thinking is I might do this as sort of an Apollo 11 mission. So, in fact, actually, somebody said that I should start theming some of my episodes on actual NASA missions. I think I've got the Challenger mission pretty well licked. But yeah, the one thing is sort of more of an Apollo 11 mission. So we would go up in a craft similar to this, and then there would be a transit shuttle that would go backwards and forwards, but it would have a lunar rover which would itself have its own capsule on it. So the two Kerbal would go down on this whole thing, and then a transfer a little rocket would go from an orbital rocket, an orbital craft, down to the surface of the Mun, and then they would drive around in the rover and then get out of the rover, get back into the transfer shuttle, and then go back up, redock with the main one, and then come home on that. I've not explained it very well, but I know what I mean. So they would go in this. This would then drop an Eagle command module with a rover. They go down, explore the planet on the rover, and then get back into the dropship that dropped the rover off. There we go. And get back to this part and return home. That's the theory. But I think I'm going to need some mods. I think I'm going to need the docking mod, because as I've said before, my docking skills aren't great, and this promises to be quite a heavy, awkward craft that we're going to be taking on here. So I'm just getting myself ready. Turn the RCS off. What I might do, you just go slightly past the apoapsis, because I don't want to gain any more height on it. Excuse me. Oh, hellos! I haven't done that. So, hello to X360YT. I assume X360 YouTube is what that means. Jack. Oh, sorry, another new user without a name. Welcome to you, Jack Middletitch or Middlewitch. Another just another day derp, and Eric0219. Welcome to you guys. More of that in. Oh, I'm not sure what I'll be doing next. I'm probably doing Mountain Blade. Will be the next thing out. But yeah, so stay tuned to hear your names in there. So we're just coming up to the point. And we're going to start our burn again. Yeah, even the SAS is struggling to keep this craft under control. Provided it's sort of roughly pointed in the right direction. Okay, so that's 205 by 200. That's near as damn it. So that's now at our orbital height. I think this episode's actually gone on long enough. So in the next episode, we'll deorbit. We'll decouple and deorbit this stage and start this stage onto its journey towards the Mun. So don't forget to join me for that. I would like to thank you very much for joining me for this episode. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. My name is Hobo, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.